Morning.
There you
Perfect.
go.
Yep,
Maybe I did
great.
not. Okay, thank you for the reminder, Jessica. Yes, we
Yeah,
had a few people
absolutely.
asking to see your recording, so I appreciate that. All right, go ahead and. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Christy Bridegroom, and I'm the Development Director over St. Joseph County for Junior Achievement. And we're just really excited to have you here to talk to you about a new event that we're going to be hosting in the area called JobSpark. It's a really interactive, hands-on experience geared towards 8th and ninth grade students to give them exposure to careers that are available for them in our region, and really start to plant those seeds for them. It's not just a career fair. This is really immersible. Kids are actually, doing activities, having conversations, really exploring, and getting something that they're excited about. And, kind of when we think about why did this need to happen, it was a lot of collaborative effort and a lot of conversations. We got feedback from local educators and community partners, and they said this is what they feel that they're missing. They need something at this 8th and ninth grade age to really get students in front of career opportunities so they know what's happening. There's been some changes happening, and they want to make sure that the kids can really fulfill those pieces. So really today we want to talk to you about how we're serving the local students, how we're going to help businesses build early talent pipelines for this, hear a little bit of testimonial from a past exhibitor from the Fort Wayne event, what it means to be involved as a sponsor or as an exhibitor, and kind of what some next steps after this event would be. So we really just want to take the time to share with you why we're here and what the community can do to help impact the students at these ages. There's some new mandates from the state of Indiana that require students to have this exposure. Some of the new curriculum and graduate, or sorry, not graduate, degree requirements with the new diploma want students kind of making choices. Are they going to go into a career path? Are they going to go college? Are they going to look at enlistment? And they're really wanting kids to decide this as early as ninth grade. So it's not looking at a hiring fair. It's not the kids that are going to be applying and being part of your workforce in the next year. But this is this continuum. We've worked with Horizon Alliance. Horizon Education Alliance and Elkhart, they have a plan. We want to create a continuum. So students there at seventh grade, this is serving eighth and ninth. And then there's more programs that students have as they expand through high school. So this is part of that continuum. And we just are asking the business community to be a part of that. So I'm going to turn it over to Jessica, who is going to share a little bit more about just what the event is.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jessica Hilary, and I am in Elkhart County. And I'm also the development director for the North Central unit. So Christy and I work really closely together. We're very, very excited to have this opportunity for, St. Joe County and Elkhart County students. It is going to take place March 24th and 25th at the South Bend Century Center. We have a lofty goal of 5,000 8th and ninth graders to participate, and I am very happy to report that as of this morning, we're just over 4,000 already confirmed, which is amazing. So what does that tell us? That tells us that schools want and need this, and that is very exciting. So what we really, really need is we have a goal of 50 to 55 exhibitors this year that we would like to have join us. And we need our local businesses and organizations to step up and say they want to be a part of this. It's just very exciting. Again, hands-on early exposure for kids to make sure that they are getting what they need to make the choices for their future. So I always like to say that my own two kids have gone through JobSpark, and one of them absolutely loves school, and the other one is like, it's okay kind of thing. And the one that is like, it's okay and has a tough time left JobSpark excited, ignited, and on fire because he was so happy that there were so many options. This just isn't just about four-year colleges. It's, as Christy said, it's enlistments. So we have the Army, the military, the Navy there. We have trade schools. We have hands-on. They are literally building things with bricks and other things. But definitely Sue will go into that more a little bit later. But I wanted to have Christy queue up. This is our 24 recap video, and it is from Fort Wayne, but you can really get a feel for what the students experience when they're there. So we'll go ahead and watch that real quickly.
JobSpark brings the world of jobs and roles to the children all in one place. And it helps them, maybe dream bigger than what they thought possible.
One of our responsibilities is to train our students for the world of K through 12 and beyond. And this actually gives them a chance to really see it and feel it with what the experience will be like in that job.
My favorite part of JobSpark is all the interactive experiences we get to do.
It is an opportunity for thousands of students to come through the doors and experience hundreds of careers. The biggest hope that I would have is that they would look at a particular career and say, I can do that.
I hope they come in and it opens up new opportunities for them, just to think about what the future may be.
These next 4 years are going to be really important for me, finding out what I want to do with my life and finding out what college I want to go to.
Extremely important for our employers to engage, to participate, and view this as an investment in their own future to make sure that they're going to have quality employees and future workforce.
And if they can spark an interest or catch somebody's eye for what their particular business is engaged in, then that's a big plus for them.
This is job recruiting day one. It affirms maybe what they originally thought, or it's opened their eyes to something that they never thought was achievable.
Within Master Spas, we need a lot of support people as well, and the talent pool is right here in this room to be able to make that happen.
My favorite part of JobSpark is the police department, because when I'm older, I want to go to the police academy and be a police officer.
These events are so important because it's helping young people to be inspired about the different types of careers in health.
We're always excited for them to attend JobSpark and be able to do some hands-on activities and talk with different employers and schools, because it really helps solidify what's possible for them.
So our activities are ranging around how we make our wires. So we wrap it around and we make it into a spring. It's made of our nickel and titanium.
It's a competitive job market out there. And one of the things that you notice at JobSpark is there are several different companies for each different career cluster.
I'm glad I came because I found some jobs that I hadn't even thought about or really knew existed. So it was really cool.
And I think the students that come through here have a blast. And I think the businesses that are here sponsoring and partaking actually get just as much out of it as the students are involved.
I would love to see more people at this event, because you might not think that you have something that would work in this environment, but you do.
If you are an organization, an employer, get involved if you're not already involved, because it will pay off in so many different ways. If not today, definitely tomorrow and in years to come.
Eventually, students are going to say, I saw this at JobSpark when I was in 8th or 9th grade. Maybe that's a business that I want to go work for.
Businesses, if you want to truly connect to your future workforce, you need to do it while they're still in that pre-K through 12th grade environment.
It's great for business, it's great for students' education, it's great for the community.
Oh, I apologize. I was muted. Thank you so much for sharing that, Christy. As you can see, the kids are excited, the educators are excited, the business partners are excited. And we have a little testimonial here coming up from Amish Shah. He is the CEO of ChemCrest. He not only volunteers to teach classes here, he helped bring JA in Elkhart County back to life. And in addition to that, he is a good volunteer and board member for us. So Christy's going to go ahead and play his testimonial next.
Hi, this is Amish Shah. I am really excited for the JobSpark program to come to our region. It is such a great opportunity for employers to be able to engage with students early on. By engaging with students early on, we get our basically our brand and our business top of mind to them as they start to think about careers and career paths and what's possible. It also gives students the opportunity to really explore kind of with their own hands and eyes and ears, what are those opportunities that exist in our region? What do these jobs look like? It's a really, really fun and experiential way for students and employers to engage. So please support this program. It would be great for any of you employers to come set up I think it's fun, not just for the students, but for everybody that's involved.
Hi, everybody. I want to thank you for being here today. My name is Todd Bruce. I'm the chair of JA in St. Joe County. I'm also the regional manager of commercial banking at Lake City Bank, and I just rolled off being the chair of the Northern Indiana Workforce Board. And so I meet with employers across the region all the time, and I really the overwhelming kind of theme has been in our region, we've had a quality and a quantity problem with quality workforce. And so when you think about it, so that's where Jay wants to step in and offer our help. And really, JobSpark is going to be central to that. When we all together help young students, young people take steps towards great career paths, or when companies have employees that show up that are good at what they do and love what they do, that's great for everybody. That's great for our region. The strength of the companies, the organizations in our region, the strength of the families and the employees having great lives and great opportunities. And so, JobSpark is that chance to plant those seeds very early and expand students' realization of that there are so many options out there. There was a time when I think we wanted to tell young folks they just need to go to college, and some do, but many don't. And there's so many other opportunities to have great lives and have great careers. And this is what this event does. And so, we're asking you if you'll consider to make this event great. We've got the students lined up. Now we have to have great opportunities for them to see some really cool things that are experiential, could get them excited and plant some seeds. And so we need your help to say, would you be one of those folks that will step up and can step up and help us have great experiences? But then also, do you also know other organizations and companies and employers that would also be great potential exhibitors at this event? And can you help us connect with them too? So really, if we all work together on this, we can make something happen that's going to be impactful for generations, the whole next generation, for this whole region for years and years to come. So we thank you for being here today. I also want to play a note from Jeff Ray, who's the CEO of the South Bend Regional Chamber, to talk about this same thing.
Hi, this is Jeff Ray. I'm the President and CEO of the South Bend Regional Chamber. Here we represent the interest of 1,100 member businesses that employ more than 60,000 in our region. Top of mind for every one of those business leaders, as well as every business even considering our region, is talent attraction. That's why we believe the JA JobSpark is such an important program for our community, and we're thrilled to see the event coming soon. The earlier we can expose our young people to the variety of careers in our region, the better, and there's no better way to do that than at JA JobSpark. And it's also a great opportunity for our employers to showcase the unique career offerings at our local businesses and help us strengthen our local talent pipeline. JA does some outstanding work in our community, but they can't do it alone. Make plans today to have your business be a part of the JA JobSpark, and make sure your students don't miss this great opportunity to be introduced to careers in our area.
Are you all able to hear the videos? I have one person that was not able. You're all able to hear them? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Wanted to double check. Thank you. I'll mute.
I can send any video out to anyone after the fact too, if they're unable to hear. All right, thank you. And then we have a special guest who is going to be kind of sharing their experience.
Hi, this is Jeff Ray. I'm the President and CEO of the South Bend.
Going to be sharing their experience from the exhibitor side. They've been involved with the Fort Wayne event in a different capacity. And so Eddie Tabor, we are so thankful that you are going to give us some testimonial.
Hey, I'm excited to be here, and it's so wonderful to see a lot of faces that I've known for many years. It's wonderful to see Stephen, but a proud member of Junior Achievement of Elkhart County. I think I stopped counting, but I think we're going on about 13 years. But I do have 2 years experience with JobSpark out of Fort Wayne. And to echo Jessica's sentiment, I had children that went through there. and had a wonderful experience. I guess I think about like why a bank, and why a banker do you want to be involved? The reality is we're all passionate about financial literacy, right? And we use that word, and it's a big word, and sometimes it's hard to like kind of bring that to life for an elementary kid or maybe a middle school student. But it truly is about doing the right thing, and it truly is about setting families and children up for the right steps. And it's all about pouring ourselves back into our communities. And I would say, when I think about why we do it, it's honestly about us being there, but it's also about us making that donation to make this happen. I would just tell you like the impact, right? I mean, the thing that I remember when you're sitting and there's just kids everywhere, you will be exhausted, and it's a wonderful, wonderful experience. But it is that brand recognition. Those kids love running over and be like, that's my bank, that's my parents' bank. And at the end of the day, we're all passionate about creating connections, right? We're passionate about helping young people, making connections back in our community. So, just being selfish, brand recognition. I know we talked a little about that, and it's really a great way for us to get back out there. Some of the other banks, and just think about it, there was a bank that I saw last year, and they were giving out and teaching people how to tie a tie. And those are wonderful life lessons and things for them to be able to walk away from. And I think even as you expand past that, you saw the video, it's just a great way to bring alive a lot of these careers. There's kids, and I know I've got some kids in college that are like, hey, I want to do this. They go, and once they start doing internships, they're like, maybe not yet. This is that real life experience. They can go, they can see it. They see the police officers, they see the linemen. They get to see those people to be able to do that. I think about kind of like, why do we keep coming back? I'll always can say this, it's the right thing to do, right? We want to create a community where students and families see the vision and see that they can reach any goal that they've ever dreamed of right here in Elkhart County and St. Joe County in this area. And what's even more impactful, instead of getting on a bus and going, 2.5, 3 hours, they can do it here. And you just start thinking about what that's building off of in these counties. We've got students that have started in kindergarten with junior achievement, and they have had consistent annual classes. So whether it's J in a day or that curriculum, and that's what's so inspiring is we truly are making a difference. This is building off of that curriculum. It's building off of BizTown, and it's going to continue to build and evolve as we go into JobSpark and Finance Park and on. So, listen, there's been some amazing guest speakers today. I am honored and privileged to be a part of it, but I would just tell you what a huge opportunity for a business to not only pour back in their community, make even a stronger connection with students and families. But I promise, like, you will get more out of it than what you put into it. Whether it's brand recognition, whether it's making an impact in your community, whether it's building a pipeline, I promise all those opportunities are there. It's just a matter of how much you want to maximize and what you want to get out of it. So I can't thank you guys enough for being thoughtful. It's one of those like, why didn't we think of this sooner? But who cares? We're just excited to have this coming along, and I'm so fortunate to be a part of it. So appreciate the opportunity to share it.
Thank you. All right. Oop, we're going the wrong way. All right.
Okay, I'm Sue Jackson, and I am the Senior Program Manager for JA JobSpark. I'm based out of Allen County, and I have managed the JA JobSpark event for the last 5 years here. JobSpark in itself is a statewide initiative that it's really started out of Indianapolis. So it's been around for 10 years in Indianapolis. We also do it down in Southern Indiana, but now so excited to bring it to North Central Indiana. And as Eddie said, the students don't have to come 2.5 hours or 2 hours to experience it. We're going to bring it right to them. What is JA JobSpark in a nutshell? We are, trying to provide experiential activities to students so that they can really understand what careers are like within the industries in our region. So JA JobSpark is based on 8 different industry clusters, and you'll see on the slide they're represented there. Why 8 industry clusters? Well, we've taken the Department of Labor's 16 different career clusters and we kind of combine them. If you had 16 different career clusters at an event that a student was at for 1.5 to 2 hours, it would be really overwhelming. So we have combined that into 8 different industry clusters. companies can be represented in one of those industry clusters or multiple ones. So we have some companies that will like to represent themselves in multiple ones because they have different departments that they are actually able to take place in these industry clusters. So for instance, we had a retirement center where they were obviously in the health and life sciences area talking about what it's like to be a CNA or a nurse at a retirement center, but they were also in the hospitality area because they have a culinary program. And so they were doing some activities with students there. They were actually learning how to make a flour out of pepperoni and salami. And so, thinking, out of the box that, maybe your company could be represented in multiple clusters and not just one. But most of us can probably put our companies or our organizations into, at least one of these industry clusters. So within the industry cluster, exhibitors are doing hands-on activities and demonstrations to explain to students what careers are like at their company, trying to inform them about their culture. And by doing hands-on activities, it becomes more relevant to them. They're sparking an interest. And when students are able to do that, it really resonates well with them. We found that through our experiential learning centers like BizTown, when students are doing, it resonates with them. And it stays longer as well. So within these areas, we've had companies in the health and life science area doing CPR or taking vitals. We have live organs, as you saw in the well, not live, but real organs in the video, where they can actually see and touch and experience. In the construction area, they might be using masonry skills to build a wall. They could be wiring, a smoke detector and learning how to do that, or learning drywall techniques or installing tile. Over in our advanced manufacturing area, we've had people do circuit board activities where students solder little circuits to get a light to go off. Or they might do a virtual reality tour of a steel mill, from one of our steel companies. In marketing, business marketing and finance area, they could be developing their own brand and making a logo for themselves, learning how to design a logo. Or as Eddie mentioned, we had a company that was talking about how to dress for success. And one of those activities that they did several activities, but one of them was how to tie a tie, because that is a dying art. We don't often have a lot of companies where people wear ties to work, but there's that occasion where you need to do that. And so this, companies come up with some great ideas, but sometimes they're like, hey, I don't even know where to start. Well, that's where we come in at JA. We're there to help and support, all of the organizations throughout the planning process. Sometimes the more simple the activity, the more meaningful it is. So I always tell people, don't get hung up on the activity. It's more about capturing that audience of the student audience and being able to, really have a great conversation with them while they're doing the activity about careers within the company or the organization or the industry, or why they chose the career they're in or why they love their career. Time and time again, we get students filling out evaluations that will say, they couldn't believe that people took the time out of their day to come and educate them about careers. And that is really meaningful to them. You can only be what you can see. And so many times students only know about that circle around them. But when we provide that opportunity for them to see all of the different things that are out there, it's just, a fantastic opportunity for them in their future. We help with things along the way when we have some Zoom trainings that we do with our companies along the way before the event. So that really helps you with figuring out, staffing and what to do in your exhibit. Students are there. There's 2 days of the event. They're usually there about an hour and a half to 2 hours each. Of the schools will pick a time period where they will come and explore all the industry clusters. We try to get them to go to at least 4 or 5 out of the 8. They have some lessons and curriculum that support this along the way before they even get there, so that they're not too overwhelmed, and they take a personality assessment that populates the top 50 careers that are good with their personality. And that helps them decide which areas do they want to go and see and which areas are the most meaningful to them. And then, I don't know, Christy, if you want to advance to the next slide. I know we're kind of running short on time, so I just want to kind of do a quick overview. And then, Christy, if you have anything you want to jump in and say, feel free.
Sure.
But this hands-on exposure to real-world careers is so vital. It keeps our communities growing and thriving because we are exposing these students to careers that we have here. We don't need them moving off to California, Florida, Tennessee to get a job. We need to make sure that we keep our students local so that our communities can continue to thrive. That, as was mentioned earlier, helps create a strong future talent pipeline for your organization. Getting your brand in front of these students early and often is so important because they no longer will drive by your building and see your logo on the outside and wonder what happens behind those walls, because they have had that experience with the people that work in your company and the activity, and they'll know now, hey, I know what they do over there. And that's kind of cool when they're driving by and they see that now. Investing in the future generation is super important, because it only benefits all of us. Here at JA, one of our pillars is workforce and career readiness. And the schools don't always, as Christy said, don't always have the time to devote to educating them because they have mandates from the state that they have to require. So as a solution provider, JA, we walk alongside the schools and the businesses and try to connect them. So just super excited that we're bringing this to South Bend. We have had schools from that area come to our event here, and I know they are really looking forward to having something local in their area. So thank you all. Christy?
Yep. Thank you guys so much. There we go. So we just wanted to open it up if anyone has any questions or comments at this time. We also have our survey here for that you can scan this QR code, or we'll also follow up with that in an email to gather some information. But just wanted to open up if anyone had any questions at this time.
I guess I don't have a question. I just have a comment. Hello, everybody. I'm Jason Zook. I'm the principal of the CTE programs for the South Bend Community School Corporation. And JobSpark's very exciting to me because it helps introduce just different career paths to kids. So when they're moving into high school, into their junior and senior year, then they're flowing in through our CTE program. So very excited about it as it comes to South Bend here and gets kids excited for our pathways later on in their high school career.
Hi,
Well,
Chris
being
Weimer, Startup Moxie. As we're trying to think about other businesses to potentially participate in this, is there going to be a list or something so that we aren't asking businesses that are already, committed to being involved? Or what's the best way to go about talking to businesses or figuring out who to ask?
Yeah, we can share a list of groups that have already signed on to be exhibitors. If that would be helpful. Also in the email, we'll include kind of out of those 8 cluster categories, the ones that we're maybe lower in or really looking to fill and bulk up, because we do want to make sure that each cluster is filled appropriately so kids kind of get a really wide exposure to careers across all of them equally. So yeah, that is something that we can definitely share as you're talking to other people that you know.
And as you come up with ideas, just feel free to, shoot them over to Christy and I, and we will certainly facilitate. An email introduction is the best that you can do to support us. When we're connected via email or a phone call, it just makes all the difference instead of being a cold call. So we definitely appreciate any email introductions that you can make.
Definitely.
Thank you, Chris. Are there any other questions?
We can always hang on for a few minutes after too, just so if anybody doesn't want to hold up the group, they can stay on and we can answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Well, we want to be respectful of your time, and we're at our noon cutoff time. So thank you for being here. I think just what Sue said was so important. It's easy to see how this is important for our companies and our citizens. It's easy to see how this could be good for your company. Then maybe you're not sure what you would do. You're not here alone. We're going to help you work through that. We're going to all work together and make this a great event. So thank you for coming today. Each of you will have a follow-up email and we'll get you your coffee gift card for being here today as well. And all the JA folks will stay online here for a few minutes if there are any other questions. Thank you so much for attending, and we look forward to next steps. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Hey, Christy, on the earlier slide, so it said we're looking for like 50 to 52 exhibitors.
Yes, we're hoping to have 50 to 55 is the goal.
Oh, okay.
Right now, we have 27 confirmed. We have another 13 that are on the edge that we're hoping to secure by the end of December. I think 6 of those 13 are already, we should know by the end of this week. But then it's really, yeah, getting that last 10 to 15 through January, because we're looking at just to make sure that we have all of our marketing materials and make sure groups get the recognition that they want. We're really trying to get all of those secured by January 20th. You know, we can add on after. It just makes, you know, some of the marketing a little bit harder to guarantee all of those recognition pieces. So the goal is to make sure we've got at least the 50 buttoned up by January 20th. And then if we can get that extra 5 after, that would be great. Okay. All right. Thanks,
Awesome.
Stephen.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
guys.